Good evening, subscribers. Coming to you from Titusville, Florida, right outside the spaceship launches. And they've been going off and I've been missing them. But yeah, so I got my ramps down so I can pull the robot up in there. And I cleared some area back in there, so he should fit back in there, I hope, because I added an additional wheel and I finally got it on. Oh, did I have to hack it up? So I heard this new axle set off of Amazon, and the old axle set that I had bought, people were giving it bad reviews, and I took a look and I'm like, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe I'll buy something else. I bought a new axle, and the new axle kit is way thicker than the old one. So I wanted to get it through the motorcycle axle, the real axle on the motorcycle fork itself. So I had a wheel and I had a connector, and for the new axle, the adapter was too big. I have one hidden in my trailer that'll probably fit on there almost perfectly. But then I started realizing those are for drive units. You only attach the wheel if it's a drive wheel. This is a free floating wheel, so it really doesn't need anything except for just to sit there at the moment, unless I want to make it a driving wheel. But so I bought these wheels from Harbor Freight, and boy, I'll tell you, these days we're quite lucky, the younger generation, and I'm an older generation, but it's happy to see that stuff because, you know, there was like Ace and maybe a couple hardware stores around, but that, you know, True Value, they've been around for years. But other than that, you really couldn't go in there and get a good selection of tires. And, well, I guess you could, but when I went to Harbor Freight today, I was as happy as can be. So I got them that front tire, and I had to pound the axle like matched the tire exactly, which sort of like wasn't too cool. So I had to pound out the bearings. I didn't want to do that, but I had to pound out the bearings to make that wheel fit on there. So what I'll do is I'll just get I'll find the connector for the wheel, and I'll just do that. Or maybe I'll go back to Harbor Freight tomorrow and get a wheel with a connector, and maybe it's a larger diameter. And this wheel I just saw there, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because what happens is sometimes he tips backwards, and I have the backstop back there, and the backstop works really cool for RoboJango not tipping over. You know, he's got these two bars that extend out. It was just a fluke that happened too. Engineering sometimes flukes, things turn out and like, wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so if he tips over backwards, those backstops actually stop him from tipping and falling over backwards. Check it out. I don't want to spill my brand new monster in there, but if I pull this thing back, oh, he's really heavy with that front wheel. But basically they hit the ground. So rather than them hitting the ground, I might as well just add this wheel as a backstop wheel here in the back. Sort of like a wheelchair design. There you go. Now he's got a swivel wheel. It's not going to stick out any more from the frame or anything from a dimension bit. So it'll just add extra support. It's a little weight. So what? More mass. More mass. There's nothing wrong with more mass, as long as it's put on appropriately. So I hooked him up just now. I just got him going. And as you can see, the sun's setting. And I pounded for the last couple of days. I really wanted to do a video sooner, and I just couldn't get to it. So in order to pull him, I actually reverted back to the pull bar for now, and I had to put a drill hole in it and pound it through with a hammer, but I got it in. And when I pulled him, I was like, oh my gosh, he's easier.